Well, credit UMass. I thought Mark Whipple and his staff and his players played extremely hard today. They had a great plan coming in, um, and I think they've got a great chance of winning the MAC. Do some really good things offensively. Very creative. Played hard. We just we're pretty good up front offensively. We were able to control the line of scrimmage, run the football today. I think that was the difference in the ball game. But hats off to UMass and the way they competed. And I think that the kind of schedule they played early on bodes well for them. I think the thing that stands out is we challenged our football team at halftime to play to a higher standard. I think they played to a higher standard in the second half, offensively and defensively. Gave up two big plays in the first half that we weren't pleased with. A lead draw that we've got to fit better, and certainly the reverse pass where we just we lost our focus on that play. It was well designed, but we still got to be in better position. But all in all, I think when you look at it, we were able to get a lot of players some playing time. The young backs stand out to me. Adams and Williams getting in was very, very important to us. Josh got 13 carries. Dexter got 7. So, taking some of those carries away from CJ was important to us. Getting Brandon Wimbush in there, I thought was also very important. And we wanted him to run the offense. That was very important to us. We really felt like trying to make sure that when he went in there, regardless of what the score was, we had to give him real game experiences and do the things that may happen in a game situation. He is our backup, and he has not played any football, and he's a true freshman. So that was very important to us. I think our special teams were outstanding today. Tyler Newsome on Porter, a 52-yard average. CJ Sanders returning a punt for a touchdown, stopping a fake. I thought the special teams work was outstanding as well. So a lot of really good things. Again, I thought UMass is a tough team to defend offensively. They do so many things. I think at halftime they had 16 personnel groupings and make it really difficult to match up to. So we're pleased with the win, and we'll enjoy it for 24 hours, and then we'll get ready for the next opponent. Questions?
Raise your hand for the mics and we'll get them to you.
Brian, just evaluate Shawn Kaiser today, and a little bit Brandon Wimbush.
Yeah.
Did he give you what you wanted?
Yeah, I thought Deshaun missed some throws today. He got a little off balance on some of his throws, especially to his left, where he has a tendency to overstride a little bit and lock out his front leg. But he knows what to do and how to do it. He made the corrections later in the drive, threw a great ball on a dig route, and then came back with a great smash fade throw to Chris Brown. So he can self-correct, which is a great thing about that young man after making a couple of poor throws. But again, he shows great poise, great presence out there. And again, throws for a high completion percentage. I thought he was a little late on the interception, although that's probably a ball that Will normally catches. He was a little late on the throw. But again, high percentage at 15 for 22. That's where we'd like him to be, in that high completion percentage. And then Brandon, I thought, did some good things today. I got a little, out of his realm a little bit later with some misreads in our run game where he thought he was supposed to throw the ball out and he's supposed to actually run the football. But those were great learning experiences for him. As you could see, he's athletic. He can throw the ball deep. Will did not make that catch that he threw down the field, but he's capable of pushing the ball down the field as well as running the football. So we'll continue to work with him, and he's got a lot of talent.
When you compress the not-so-good first half of defense with challenging them and how they responded, if you push all that together, what do you think overall for the defense?
I thought, I think everybody would say that UMass presents, some unique problems. They do a very good job with their scheme. They've put up points against virtually everybody that they play. I think we played better in the second half. we transitioned out of option last week. Probably a little bit of a slow start, finished strong. So all in all, a lot of things to work on, but I like the way we finished.
No Lua Tua today, and anything sinister with Ronnie Stanley?
Nothing sinister with Ronnie Stanley. He's had some patella tendonitis, but nothing major. Lua Tua had a concussion, and went through the protocol and just felt like he wasn't at the level that we wanted him for this game, but expect him to to be with us next week. But we'll continue to work him through the protocol.
Coach, with the C.J. Sanders punt return, it was 21-20 at that point. How important was that for you guys? And also, how unsurprised were you to see that happen with a kid who's been as explosive as he's been?
Well, I think he's been close, quite a few times. We viced the outside. We had him, backed up there pretty good, so we doubled outside. In those situations, you're gambling a little bit when you double outside. We felt like, to fake a punt there, you'd really have to be gambling. So, we borrowed a couple of guys from the inside to double outside, and it gave him some room. And he's a very shifty runner. He's got great vision and did a nice job on the hold-up, and he did the rest. So it was a big play in the game. Gave us some momentum, certainly, and kind of turned the tide a little bit for us.
Brian, to your right, you mentioned how important it was to get the young freshman some action. It looked like you made a conscious effort to get Josh Adams competitive game action. It was close when he was in there for pro size.
Yeah, we wanted him early touching the football for CJ. And again, I think, we had made that decision that even last week that, we probably redlined CJ a little bit. And we had to, really get Josh involved early, which we did, and then it was nice to see him run well. And then, Dexter obviously is a very gifted player. We saw that today. He's got great speed. He's just still learning, but I think we all saw today what kind of athletic ability he has.
Brian, over here on the wall, to your
wall.
left,
Oh, sorry.
hiding over here.
Yeah.
Because of the injuries you've had to reshuffle a lot. How much are you still learning about your team in terms of what buttons to push, how everything can work together best?
Well, I know the football team and its heartbeat very well. I think we're still learning about certain players and what their strengths are. So I think that's a fair question as it relates to the kind of players they are and their skill set. I think I've got a pretty good feel for the pulse of the team and its leadership core, and then how these younger players fit into that group. And they really like each other, and they enjoy playing. It wasn't a flat team today. It was an excited team that played with a lot of energy. But I do agree that we're still kind of sorting out, the certain roles for the players on this football team.
And is that something you feel like needs to be expedited from here, or is that just sort of a natural process when you're shuffling in so many guys due to injury?
No, I think when we lost, when you lose your starting quarterback, and now we're still learning about the strengths of Shawn Kaiser. We're still fitting certain plays and things that he likes. I immediately knew where to go after a couple of incompletions. We immediately flipped that script. And we're still learning about CJ and certain things. So I think you're absolutely right on that we're still learning about the players in particular that have had to come in and step in after these injuries, especially the tight end position now too.
The safety position, how do you feel like Farley, Redfield, they both saw quite a bit of time today?
It's one that I didn't think we were supporting the run effectively early on with our safety play. I thought we were a little late. We got much better in the second half.
Brian, down here to the center. You mentioned Deshaun being able to self-correct. As a coaching staff, what does that do for you when your quarterback's able to kind of identify what he did wrong even before he gets to the sideline?
Well, we spent a lot of time on trying to figure out the best way to teach and, really, I think to be a good coach, I think you really need to know how kids learn. and also how to best get them to be the best player they can be in a short period of time. One thing about him is that if you really do a good job of showing him something, he's going to pick it up. And if you remind him about it, he can self-correct. Some can't. Some need more film. Some need, more repetition. He's not that kind of guy. So I think it's just really getting to know your guys and how to, teach them. And we can do that through, some techniques of, understanding how they learn.
Brian, right here, back to your right. With Luatu out, what did you feel like you got out of Wisher and Houndshill, especially from a blocking perspective?
Yeah, I thought we got some good inline blocking. Our two tight ends were very effective today, especially when they got into their three-down package. I thought that, I'll have to watch the film, but I thought Chase Houndshill did a pretty good job inline blocking for us today, and Nick Wisher. We were effective getting the edge today on our outside zone play. So my first inclination would be to say that both of them were effective in their roles at the tight end position because we played a lot of two tight ends today.
Brian, back here. Corey Robinson, was he hurt?
Yeah, he tweaked his knee in pregame. Sprained knee. Yeah, it's unbelievable. He was going for some popcorn, and no, I made that up. He was not going for popcorn. Don't write that down. He was just running some drills and sprained his knee. So, we just felt like it was important to keep him out of it. He didn't feel 100%, and so we'll get an MRI in the morning and hopefully we don't. We're optimistic that it's not anything major, but we want to make sure and get a look at it tomorrow morning.
Thanks.
Coach, over here. You spread the ball around pretty good today. Amir had 5 catches. Will was only 4. You had Alizé had 3. Chris had 2. Was that something that you guys were trying to? Was that sort of a conscientious thing to get more people involved, or is that just Shawn kind of going with what UMass was doing? Coach Whipple said they were trying to keep Will from beating him.
Well, there was more double zone today, so it opens up, other receivers. We've kind of had this conversation a few times. Will had coverage over the top of him, which opens up other receivers. It opens up the middle. The tight end was open a lot more today. We're going to utilize the receivers that are in our progression. There are certain formations that we can get into that are going to get Will one-on-one, and we'll take our shots when we get them. But by and large, in answering your question, more double zone on Will gives these other guys opportunities to catch more footballs.
Coach, CJ is obviously getting more comfortable at the running back position. That has to do with obviously getting the reps. But what else is he doing that you're seeing he's able to grasp the position so quickly?
I'd like to say that, first of all, Autry Denson does a great job. He's our all-time leading rusher here at Notre Dame. He's able to have conversations about the position that are real in a way that, he's played the position, so he can really impact him with a lot of knowledge. So that's been very helpful in his learning curve. I'd say the other thing would be that he's a natural runner, and if he wasn't, I don't think that he could have been ascending in the manner that he is. He's ascended quickly, and so I think we got to credit that the athlete himself is a natural runner of the football.
Anything else, guys?
Good, thank you.